Hello, people. My name is Ishita, and welcome to the episode 4 of Muffin Tales. This episode, it's a light one and not that big. So, let's begin, shall we? Before I start this episode, I would appreciate if you guys like and subscribe, because at the moment I'm not available at any other platform because I can't handle it single-handedly for the moment. So I would love some support here. So please like and subscribe. Now, episode 4. The idea for this episode came when I wanted to text and the other person wanted to call. And I told her my annoyance with call, but like any other dear friend, she acknowledged it and then ignored it. But yeah, okay, I agree that conversation was meant for a call. So that's when I got the idea to create an episode, to make an episode, text versus call. So for the next few minutes, it's just me going on and on about text versus call. So sun lena, it's not that big. In today's world, with all these sliding into DMs, swipe right, swipe left culture or stuff, whatever it is, all the conversations start with a text which goes on to the call and then meets. So obviously people will have a personal preference as to what they like in different scenarios, whether they like calling someone or texting someone, all that stuff. This personal preference is also affected by the generation gap. I mean, if you want to inform your friends about your whereabouts, you send a message as they are more likely to see it. But on the same hand, if you want your parents to know where you are, what you are doing, it's a better option to give them a call. Unless, of course, if your parents are the one who initiated the text messages, then you can send a reply. You should send a reply. Human beings went through various changes, from getting a letter from pigeons to getting a letter from postmen, a call from STD booth to a call from a landline phone. From landline phone, we went to smartphone, and finally from call to text. And to find out this choice between text and call, I did a poll. A poll regarding this topic on my Instagram page @tales.muffin with almost 50 followers, and I'm going to share the results. The result is according to them, but yes, it's somewhat similar to what researchers had already established, but I'm going to talk regarding the results only. So initially, when I posted the poll, the result was call over text, quite surprisingly, for me at least. Then it got 50-50, and in the end, the text won the text option 1, but by just one vote. This was the general preference. Then I gave them 3 options as to what they would choose between text or call to catch up with people, friends or family, whatever it is, to send someone a birthday wish or any other congratulation message, and to carry out the emotional conversation. Surprisingly, in all 3 of them, call won. Again, surprisingly for me. Right? What else I got to know with the help of poll was that people prefer texting because they are not much into talking, and people prefer calling because they want to know and understand the tone of the person on the other side. Having conversations via text is less stressful, with less disturbance, full of emoticons, and chances of people who overhearing our conversations are nil. Whereas, on the other hand, there are people who are more comfortable to have a conversation on the phone. They feel like a lack of privacy in texting, which is why the regulating authorities are keeping an eye on all the social media platforms to ensure privacy is met. They also prefer to have a conversation on call to avoid any misunderstandings that may arise, and they also prefer to have conversation on call because for them it's better to say lol than to type lol. And of course, all work related things are meant for call or Zoom these days. Another thing that I got to know is that while making the choice between text and call, there is a common factor, and that common factor is laziness. We prefer to text when we are too lazy to have a verbal communication, and we prefer to call when we are too lazy to type. I think you all can relate to it, right? Also, with these autocorrect settings, which to be honest causes more blunders than it is actually helpful, but keeping that aside, autocorrect settings and voice note option, as well as the totally relatable emojis, texting is getting easier day by day. Now, concluding the result of the poll, I would say that for my generation at least, we prefer texts to do catch up with friends and call for all the long conversations. And if you don't fall in this category, it is fine, because ultimately the choice between texting and calling depends on the circumstances, moods, priorities, timing, surroundings, and most importantly, the comfort of the person. I mean, there are people who send wishes through text because they don't know how to carry forward the conversation after they have wished the person. And to avoid all that awkwardness, people prefer to send a text. There are also people who find comfort to carry out a conversation via text than to have conversation via call. It's easier for someone out there to have an emotional talk over a text than rather than on a call. And it's high time. It's high time to normalize having emotional talks through text, because there are people out there who express themselves better through writing than in a conversation on a phone call. And if you are the party who is not satisfied with online emotional talk via text, inform the other person and go and have a verbal chat. It's nice to talk on a common ground, right? But what both parties should keep in mind is that their views, opinions, and personality remains the same, both via text or call. And with this online dating world picking up its pace rather quickly, I thought it was necessary to address this. That you should be honest, that you should be honest enough to keep the same personality and smart enough to judge the personality of people you are talking with via text or call. Lastly, I would like to say that the year 2020 taught us the importance of conversation, right? Whether be it in the form of a text, a video call, or a voice call, it's the year encouraged us to talk, and here I am encouraging you to talk. So just talk, folks. Talk out your emotions, feelings, fears, failures, success, joy, happiness, anything and everything. Just talk. It shouldn't matter that you prefer a text but instead someone calls you, or you prefer a call and someone sends you a text. Don't mind it. Just do it. Have a conversation. It's fun to come out of your comfort zone. Ending the episode with the words of Ralph. Just a sec. Ralph Waldo Emerson. Yeah, I get. So, ending the episode with the words of Ralph Waldo Emerson. Be silly, be honest, and be kind. I think the world could afford it. Some silliness, honesty, and kindness. Thank you for listening. XOXO. Bye.